How's it going, Vershon?
It's going good.
After cutting up the film, what was the cause of the main struggles on Saturday night?
Not being together, not everybody not being on the same accord. So just everybody not being at the same when the call is made, everybody not making their design thing and not being at the same spot or being at the right spot at the right time.
When things did go well for you guys up front, what were those things, and what do you feel like y'all can build off of from that moving forward?
Communication is always a key. Making sure I communicate with my guys, making sure everybody knows the way and knows where they're supposed to be. So when the communication was well, the play went well. So when the communication wasn't the best, or I didn't communicate it the best to my guys, it wasn't the best.
The communication piece, is that on you as a center, or is there things you can work on with the coaching staff of how plays get called in?
Of course, the communication part is mainly on me. I would say it spreads out throughout the guys communicating within themselves. But, just being able to communicate with my guys, being able to control a different environment will always keep us right.
What's the process like when the coaches are working to correct those mistakes? What is it like when you have your film session? How many points are hammered home, and what is it like when you get on the practice field?
It's a key thing that we talk about all the time, taking the meeting room to the field. You got to focus on the things that the coaches are really pointing out to you. Make sure you take your notes so you can remember it. Communicating with your guys while you're out in the field and just remembering that and affirming that throughout the whole day of practice will help that a lot. So that's it.
Hey, Vershon, how do you feel about the way the run blocking was? You guys were able to run for a good chunk of yards. Obviously, you guys had a lot of carry attempts, but how do you feel like the run blocking was from your perspective?
I feel like it was. It was decent. Always room for improvement. Finishing on blocks, finishing on guys, not letting guys fall back into the play. Always trying to find a way to get the running back to the unblocked hitter is the main point, or the quarterback. So just being able to keep hands on guys and finishing our blocks, that's the improvement we need.
You're no stranger to playing against Kentucky, to playing up there. When you see that on the schedule, what kind of comes to mind when you look at Kentucky's defensive line?
I think I see physical guys that can move really well, jump around, use their hands well, and hard playing guys.
Now, you obviously see a lot of good defensive linemen here and on the other teams you play, but how would you say that Zero for them is? Like, where does he kind of stack up?
Oh, he's a good player. He's a good player. He plays well. He plays hard. He jumps around. He knows how to use his hands. He's very instinctive. He's a good player.
Torricelli was in here a few minutes ago talking about some of the red zone struggles and finishing drives. Is there any one thing you put your finger on for why that was a problem Saturday?
Negative plays and drives. They sputter out. They cause problems. It's hard to get a first down on 2nd and 12, and you got to find a way to get to 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 4. So, negative plays and plays that hurt us by just us not being locked in the whole time.
You were playing on an offensive line with a lot of guys who were playing their first game for South Carolina. How would you evaluate just you guys as a group and I guess you kind of mentioned the communication part, but how did you think you guys as a group played?
As I said, I feel like we played decent. Had a lot of mishaps that we don't want to see happen again. Communication, as I've been saying, is a key part in that. So being able to communicate and be on the same accord, 5 guys seeing through the set of 1. Just always being ready to see any type of look. And I'm just been telling them to prepare this week, be able to take every rep, everything they see, and try and just take it as a game rep, because you don't know how many times you're going to get that rep during practice before the game.
You talked about at the beginning that some guys, or just in general on offense, weren't in the right spots. I mean, what do you put your finger on as to why that was?
Communication, you know what I'm saying? Just communicating with guys, making sure they know where they're supposed to be, being able to know what they have in the play and what they have to do. So I blame it on communication, just not everybody being on the same accord.
Hey, Vershon, how'd you notice that Lenore Sellers and the offense kind of responded at practice throughout this week so far?
I think they've responded well. We've stepped back on the field trying correct the things that we did not do well, and we taking pride in just understanding that we have to pick it up. We have to be the group to stand up. So I feel like we're taking it well. We're trying to fix the wrongs and keep doing with the rights. So yeah. Thank you.